There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone. Hello everyone and welcome to SYFY Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SYFY channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 9 of season 2 of Van Helsing.
Wow, these are getting so good.
Yes, they are. And how in the hell did we manage to get 2 episodes without Vanessa in it?
I know, it was so weird. Is it like they're going to hold off until like the finale?
I don't think so. I think we're going to see her in the next episode.
Now, was it you or somebody else? I can't remember now. Said that they thought she was pregnant?
Right, yeah, I believe that she was, and it was reported that she was pregnant during this season and during the filming of this season, and so...
So maybe they had to kind of hide some of it, because all of a sudden she was showing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't written that in, unlike a certain Winona Earp.
Right.
That was all written in, so it's like, yeah, I can be pregnant and badass, it's fine. So maybe that's what's happening. They're doing weird shit, and we're going to find out.
Yeah, could be.
Who knows? All right, so ratings news.
All right, episode 9 brought in a 0.14 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.487 million viewers, making it the 89th rated cable show for the day, the numbers are up, which is a good thing. Nice.
Which is a big difference from, we just talked about Happy, the new show.
Right. We'll see if it drops. You expect about a 20% drop from episode 1 to episode 2, so we'll see if it does that for Happy or not.
But this is getting good, and I really hope more people really get into it.
Right, yeah. Well, it came up rather nicely compared to last week's episode, so.
That's good.
Yep.
All right, so shall we jump into episode 9?
Let's do it.
Wakey wakey. A tense standoff between law enforcement and the survivors erupts into a bloodbath. In a bid to evade a vicious breed of vampires, Axel and Scarlet find themselves hunted like prey. Oh, these cops. I don't know.
I believe they got what they deserved.
Well, we have a flashback, and this is just weird because you have a roadside diner. It's like, oh, okay. And this guy comes in, and he's totally creepy, asking for his steak raw. Rare? No. Raw. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll probably have a coughing fit.
Yeah.
And then ask for a glass. Real nice, because what is with these vampires? I'm sorry. It's like they wear the blood. If you're going to drink it, drink it.
Right.
You're like wearing it. It's all down his arm. And it's like, bleh, gross, but whatever. And then, of course, he decides to bark out Harkers. And they're like, oh, no wonder you're weird. They're weird. All right, they're down the road.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know this guy something's not right. You're like, well, better them than me, I guess.
I guess so.
I was not happy with those people, but...
No. And the guy comes out when the vamp gets all huffy with a spatula in his hand. And it was like, do you really think you can do anything to this guy with a spatula? Come on, man.
I don't know, but the vampire, kind of backed down.
Yeah, he did.
Unless it was just, I don't want to raise too much
attention, right.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll see what happens, because it's not making me feel very good.
No.
But let's get back to the sheriff's compound in the now. And let me tell you, the sheriff and those deputies, they were just stupid. And I'm sorry, they deserved what they got.
Yeah.
Because... thinking you're going to be able to take them out because, you've taken out a bunch before. After you just heard Scarlet, oh shit.
Right.
I can take a bunch, but I can't take all of them. They're worth 100 per person. It's like, oh, no, she's just talking out her ass, apparently.
Right. And the four of them can handle all of them. Yeah. We see how long that lasted.
Yeah.
As soon as they opened the door, they were down.
Thankfully, Scarlet manages to get free and then manages to get her friends free. And so they're about to leave. It's like, all right, we need to get out of here. She gives Julius the key, just puts it in his pocket. I don't know about you, but I was just like, are you kidding me?
Right.
There was a few choice words. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Right. Yeah, it was like, no, no, and no.
If they want the key and you want to keep them safe, then maybe you hold on to the key because you know that you're stronger than them.
Right.
And so they split up, and Julius and Doc go one way, and they're like, okay, head up and into the light. Go into the light.
Right.
But you did have one of the deputies like, I can lead you there. I can do it. Just take me with you. Yeah. I figured that wasn't going to end well.
Right. And of course it was Deputy Danny, so...
Yeah, so Scarlet, she's going to hurt him. She's going to hurt him if you don't watch yourself. But Scarlet and Axel take off a different direction to hopefully draw the sisters away. And she cuts her arm so that she's bleeding.
Right.
And of course, that's what they smell. And you think that, because all of a sudden, oh, lo and behold, who pops up? Our creepy little vamp in charge.
Yeah.
Well, actually, all the little creepy little vamps in charge, I guess. And he smells the blood, and he's like, oh, that's a Van Helsing.
Yes.
But I'm not going to go that way.
No.
What?
No.
Can you explain that to me, please?
Well, the way I looked at it was he kind of figured that they would split up. One or both of the sisters would try to draw them away from the other group. So he figures, okay, well, I'll send the sisterhood after them, and I'll go after whoever else is going the other way.
Okay. But he does have this kind of smack scab.
Again, yeah.
He decided to be a little smartass. Yeah. So I was kind of surprised. But then again, am I really?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, all right, he is going to do what he needs to do. He's in charge of these people. Now the question is, are you going to keep smacking him around, and how long is that going to last?
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's going to go well. But anyway, let's jump over to our other people then. We have Doc and Julius. All right, fine, we'll go this way. We'll get out, and they take the deputy, because I think they pretty much knew that Scarlet was going to beat him down otherwise.
Right.
And, well, next thing we know, there's a vamp in front of them. And not just any vamp. Oh,
no.
Look it. It's Sheriff Walt. Jumps down, and turns out that he managed to bite the deputy. So I guess we're not going to have to worry about him too much.
No, not too much longer. And Julius just delivers a righteous beatdown on Walt.
Man, you think he was just like holding in hate for just forever. Jeez, like he was wailing in his face. So that was just a whole lot of hatred coming out of Julius.
Yeah, that was for them being cannibals.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't give these vamps a chance to be turned. So, yeah, that was enough to bring out all kinds of rage in Julius.
Yeah, I felt bad. I really did feel bad for Walt in this moment because
he was taking it.
Yeah, there was no coming back from that. That's all. So you also have Doc finally look over at the deputy, and she's like, "Were you bit?" And he's like, "No, I'm fine." Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
He moves his hand. She sees the bite. Man, she didn't hesitate. For somebody who does not like guns, just right in the head. Done.
Yes.
I was surprised. I think Julius was surprised too, because he turned like, what?
Yeah. Well, he told her to shoot. She thought about it for about a half a second, pulled the trigger. Wow.
Hey, maybe she's finally realizing, okay, this is what's going to have to happen because we don't have Vanessa around to change these people.
Right.
Let's go back in time. Gotta go back. Okay, sorry. Never mind.
Right. So we meet a teenage Scarlet who happens to be sitting in her father's truck with a boy.
It was her father's truck. I assumed it was the boy's truck.
Right. No, it was her father's truck. And he's wanting some, and she's not wanting what he's wanting. And so he goes into calling her Scary Scarlet.
That was a bad move, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, no, stop, this doesn't feel right. And then, he's going to suddenly be Mr. Macho because he got turned down. And next thing you know, she has a gun. Not a gun, a knife to his throat.
Right.
I was like, holy crap. Well, we already know in the future that she's good at hiding those, so.
Yeah.
Who knows where the heck that was? Well, kid, he took off running, and like I said, I thought it was his truck, and he just kind of freaked out, was like running off.
Right.
And then he'd come back to get his truck.
When he doesn't see Scarlett anywhere near it.
Yeah, pretty much. But grown-up Scarlett with Axel, they find that the sisterhood has basically not cornered them because they haven't completely been surrounded, but they caught up to them super fast.
Yes, they did. And then you kind of go, what? They got super speed too?
Well, she does say that they've been around for way longer than the Rising.
Right.
So it makes you wonder if they're like ancient vampires, what kind of powers they might have.
Yes, they might have speed force power.
And we find out that they do have like morals, I guess, because they won't fight on consecrated ground because they happen to stumble into a cemetery and the sisters won't follow.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, it's so very Highlander.
Yeah.
So it helps them get some distance between them, and they manage to find an armored truck, and they're like, okay, great, we can hide out in there, maybe. It's full of dead people, which is kind of gross.
Right.
And money.
Yeah.
Like, oh. And I love it. They're like, do you remember when this used to be worth something? I kind of feel like that now.
Right.
But it's like, do you remember when money was like worth it? I don't know. But they at least have a chance to rest. Right. So you don't exactly get a whole lot of rest because they're talking. It's like, where'd you get your ninja skills? Oh, well, my father was a crazy survivalist and taught me to fight vampires. So what did he know? Because she doesn't even know what he may have known.
No.
And she, of course, thinks Axel is like from a military family because who else would be like that with his undying devotion to what has happened and basically to Vanessa because he was with her for 3 years. And I honestly did not remember them saying 3 years.
No, that was a head shaker to me, too. It's like, okay.
So it's like, wow, okay. So he's been with her for a long time, but it turns out, no, he's the first in his family to sign up. And it's all because when he was 13, he was responsible for his little sister. And he left her at the park so he can go play. And he never seen her again.
Right.
And that was really sad.
Yes, it was. It was heartbreaking to hear him tell that story. Especially
when you're like, okay, great. Is she going to pop up suddenly as a vampire then?
Yeah.
I'll be a little pissed if she pops up as a vamp. Like all of a sudden it's going to be like, Axel, you left me. Why did you leave me?
You're right.
I just feel like that's going to happen.
They definitely opened that door. That's for sure.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. But suddenly there was, let's get some rest. After at least it was confirmed that Axel never made eyes at Vanessa. Not really.
Well, they didn't have sex, put it that way.
So Scarlett's like, okay, it's cool. It's like, but is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? Let's go backwards now. We get to see Scarlett kill her first vampire.
Right.
So the creepy guy who was looking for them shows up at the house. Obviously, everything we've learned from vampire movies is a lie. You can't enter uninvited. This dude just came on in.
Well, it wasn't the house. She was out in the barn.
Okay,
practicing her knife skills.
Barn.
Yeah, and so you don't really have doors and locks and stuff on your barn, so it was real easy for him to just kind of stroll on in.
Yeah, well, Dad showed up though.
Fortunately,
I guess right in the nick of time. Yeah,
yeah.
Shot him, and then kind of yelled at Scarlett, like, "You hesitated." Yeah, she doesn't know what the hell that thing is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna hesitate. And then he's like, "Oh, it's time you learn to kill a vampire." And he's yelling at her, and the vampire's like taunting her. And then she finally slices his head off and then starts sobbing, which made me feel bad for her.
Right.
Like, oh, poor teenage Scarlett.
Yeah.
Totally different than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So I felt bad for her. Let's talk about the next morning. There's no cuddling involved, though.
No, not at all. Because shortly after they wake up, the sisterhood shows up.
Well, at least they got a nap.
Yeah, a little bit. They have no water and no food, so they're going to have to fight their way out.
Yeah, because otherwise all you're going to do is die. I mean,
Right.
honestly, yeah, you can be in there, but you've got nothing. No, nothing that you need.
Right. Yeah. And they start with just banging their sticks on the armored car, and then they decide to smoke them out by lighting a fire near all the vents.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? I guess they're not stupid, and they're like, well, we can't get in, not easily.
Right, but
so
we can
we'll
sure
make you come out.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to know where they got tape from.
Yeah,
because they come out, and Axel, I thought he was wearing like a bulletproof vest. So
right.
I'm like, thinking, okay, yeah, that's in there. And then it dawns on me, wait, he's kind of got gauntlets too. What is going on? He has money taped around him, like in a vest. So, I mean, it was smart, but where the hell did the tape come from?
Exactly.
Just, okay, I'm going to make this bulletproof vest out of money.
Yeah. Like, how is that going to stop anything? But
it helped. They tried to stab him, slice him. You're going to slice through it. I mean, paper, especially very large stacks, it's hard to cut through. So that worked out.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, that took some time to get that together. You were able to do that while all that smoke was coming in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Scarlett's fighting, and she does manage to take one of the sisters out because she stabs her in the face, right in the eye. Or was that Axel?
Yeah, that was Axel.
Oh, Axel got her right in the face.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, especially when they're like, because they're such good fighters, there's no way. So it's like, So Axel was good enough, or they just underestimated him that much.
Yeah, he just got blind lucky because he was getting it handed to him and got knocked down, and he just happened to have that knife close enough to where he could reach it and stab her in the eye with it. So, so he got lucky. Scarlett was doing much better against two, but
and the one just kept saying, "You should join us. You should join us." It's like, don't do it.
And they had gotten Scarlett down about the time Axel does take out the other one, and of course that causes a reaction. So not the leader, but the other one decides she's going to take a bite out of Scarlett, and
and then the leader taunts Scarlett. Now you have nowhere else to go.
Right.
It's like, maybe no.
Yeah.
Because then one of the sisterhood is changed back, and holy shit, that leader was pissed.
Yeah, she was not a happy camper at all, and she wasn't going to let her live as she takes her out.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay, she gets turned back, and like the leader's so pissed that she just kills her. And instead of coming after them because she's pissed and has to take this information back to Dimitri, I guess, that there's two of them that can now change people.
Right.
You know, she just kind of yells and then runs off.
Yeah. Well, she didn't want to take a chance of Scarlett biting her.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yes, it would have.
She should have just like attacked and bit her.
Right.
But I think Scarlett was just really upset at that moment.
Yeah, she was shocked. That's never happened. And even she's not 100% sure if it was her or if it was because Vanessa bit her.
I don't know. I'm thinking if it's a Van Helsing thing, maybe it almost had to be like triggered.
Right.
Because you can't tell me that Vanessa never cut herself before.
Right.
You know, and it's like, oh, I magically heal. So it's got to be something that triggered it all.
Right.
Maybe woke it up. Who knows?
Yeah. Getting bit by a vampire probably did. It was a chemical reaction right then and there. Self-preservation. The body says, oh, no, you don't. Take this.
Let's go over to our other group that is not faring as well either.
Yes. Now, we get a great scene as they stumble upon a store, and just hilarious as Julius discovers new flavors of chips.
He's like, sour cream and onion? Nacho cheese. I don't even know what that is. I love that. And then all of a sudden when they're trying to get supplies, I mean, they're talking a bit, and Doc's like, how did I miss these? A whole box of Kit Kats. I'm like, oh, Doc, you're like my spirit animal right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, I'd been loading up on Kit Kats. That's
right,
kind of a
yeah,
problem.
And she knew Axel loved them, so she definitely was going to get some for him.
And Julius kind of said, was there something with you and Axel? And she's like, no.
Right.
And he's like, uh-huh.
Not
like,
quite the way
I don't believe you.
Right. Not quite the way you're thinking, Julius. I mean, yes, there's something between them because he kept her alive for a long time.
I know, but maybe there was something else. We don't know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we go back to season 1, and that's probably the pairing that everybody was hoping was going to happen was Axel and Doc.
Right. Well, then things take a turn.
Yeah.
They end up hearing Scab, and all of a sudden, Julius is like, run, and well, there's Scab.
Yeah, right in front of him and go, oh no.
It's like, just wash your face. That's me. That's me, like, every time I see him.
Yeah.
God, get that off your face. But anyway, and of course, there's Dimitri then, and he wants the key. How do you know he has it? Is it, like, vibrating and you can hear it or something? I don't understand.
No, I think he figured that was the plan because Vanessa and Scarlett both knew that he wanted the key from the farm.
And what if Vanessa had it? And Vanessa was far away.
Right.
And you just wasted your trip.
But unfortunately, he is right about his instincts that, yes, splitting the group up, they would send the key with the non-Van Helsing group. And sure enough...
See, that was a dumb move.
Yes. Julius gives him the finger instead of the key, and Demetrius throws him up against a tree hard.
Knocked him out. He was just laying there, just out cold. Now, Doc doesn't know if he's dead or not.
Right.
But, man, Doc jumped on Dimitri, knowing she doesn't have the strength or the skills.
No, she doesn't have a snowball's chance, but she tried to protect Julius, and that was something we have never seen from her, but was very impressive.
Right. And Scab was like, oh, we should kill her, or we should take her with us to drink from her. It's like, yeah, why don't you?
Yeah. See how it tastes there, Scab.
Right. And instead, Dimitri's like, go tell Vanessa and Scarlett. You tell them I have the key.
And
ha 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 ha.
I am here. And he thinks that he will get to the ancient
and be rewarded.
Be rewarded by releasing him, and that...
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's going to be the downfall of Dimitri if that ever happens.
I don't know why he wants to let our agent. That's probably bad news, yeah. But you're going to go down.
Yeah.
Because he's going to look at the world and be like, you jacked this all up.
Exactly.
Although I think a lot of people look at us and say that, but, whatever. Yeah. Let's go back to the past, though, for a few.
Yes. Scarlett's father has deemed it necessary to fake their own deaths in order to keep hidden from the vampires. So, of course, they set up a dummy in Scarlett's bed and set
Well, no, it wasn't a dummy. They stole a body.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, why are we stealing a body? It's like, damn, okay, you're grave robbers, too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so they think she's dead, that they need it to be believable.
Right.
And I was like, that is a messed up childhood. I know a lot of people have a messed up child. In these kind of shows, when they're like, okay, this is how our protagonist became our hero and blah, 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 or our villain, whatever. But this was really messed up, and I can understand why she's like, I don't have answers because too many things were questionable.
Right. And he wasn't going to give her a full explanation.
And I wonder if he ever did. Which
no,
I don't
he
think
didn't.
So.
He didn't.
I wonder if he gave her half-ass explanation on anything.
I kind of doubt it, because later on, we kind of hear Scarlett saying that her dad told her that one day it would all make sense.
Oh, that's right.
And now that she's learning more and more about who she really is and what she can do, it's making less and less sense to her.
Yep, I don't think it's going to make sense. But ultimately, we get what everybody else has been saying.
Yes.
We need to find Vanessa.
And Axel promises to do it even if it kills him.
Well, yes, because now he had his booty call and he's like, okay, I need to take care of this now.
Yeah.
All right. So this one was good, but yeah, not having Vanessa in it, it's making me wonder why. So, yeah, if she's pregnant.
Think it was, this was the Scarlet backstory episode, and where she realizes that, yes, she does have some of the same powers that Vanessa has. We don't know what Julius's status is. I mean, he could have a broken back and just die, or he's just unconscious and hopefully he'll come back. Don't know.
Yeah, because we don't know if they can heal differently now or not either.
Right.
I guess we have to wait and see. Now, are we going straight through the holiday?
I believe so.
So many shows are taking a mid-season break, so I know we're not exactly mid-season.
Right.
So
but no, I believe we're finishing up before...
For the holiday?
Before or by the end of the year. We're just going straight through, so when Magicians and The Expanse come back...
And those will be back soon.
Yes, next month.
Shows. Oh my gosh. All right. So, if you don't see it on your regular time, just look it up because they're kind of moving stuff around. But make sure you keep tweeting and make sure you are constantly putting the hashtag for the show because that way they can see it even if it's not the same day that it's airing.
Right.
Because it makes a difference. Especially, I don't know about you. I might need just another season to know what the hell is happening. So.
Right. Yes, we definitely want to know more because now we have Scarlet that we didn't know was even there. So, yes, we definitely want to get the rest of the backstory, if nothing else.
Yes. All right. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes and all the other platforms you're finding us on. If you're listening to us on various podcatchers, I know you can rate everybody there, so please do so. Good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. Tell your friends. We do hope you're enjoying the podcast, and we want to know your theories and your questions and most important, your tinfoil hat theories.
Yes. So were you mad at Axel for shacking up with Scarlet for the night?
I feel like the answer to a lot is going to be yes, but yeah, why don't you tell us what you think?
What will Vanessa do when she finds out?
Oh, that should be interesting. She might hit him. So shoot us an email at syfytalk@fangirlzone.com and we will happily read it on air. All right. So for this episode of SYFY Talk, I am Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. Time sure hit me with a bunch of punches. Knocked me out cold.
And until next time.